We have major updates surrounding the Red Sox organization and how this team looks very, very well-rounded going into the new season. After brand new appearances from Wilyer, Abreu, and Rafael Devers, as well as a pair of home runs, both one from Tristan Casas and the other from Alex Bregman off of last year's Cy Young winning pitcher in Chris Sale. I'm here to break down how this team should be feared by the rest of the MLB. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, but do remember, if you're a part of the 86.5% currently watching this video, not currently subscribed to the channel, scroll down and click the subscribe button. We do appreciate the love and support, so thank you guys. But now let's get to it and break down the multiple updates in the major Red Sox updates, as again, we have multiple home runs to break down from both Bregman and Casas against last year's Cy Young winning pitcher, as well as the first appearances from Rafael Devers, as well as Wilyer, Abreu, and how this really makes the Red Sox appear even scarier than they have before in the spring training. Now, obviously, this was the first time we've seen both Wilyer, Abreu, and Rafael Devers, as obviously Devers has been dealing with shoulder injuries, as well as dealing with the drama and controversy surrounding what position he's going to be playing this upcoming season defensively. Was it going to be third? Was he going to be our DH? And is Alex Bregman going to be our second baseman as well, or possibly a third baseman? Again, trying to figure this out before the season officially starts, going with conversations that happen behind closed doors and the quotes that we've seen publicly. It seems like Devers is now going to be the DH moving forward, and it seems like Bregman will be the third baseman, allowing an opportunity for young Kristan Campbell to also earn the opportunity to be the everyday second baseman. We'll break down highlights from his last two games and really how he's trying to showcase that talent and his potential at that defensive position. Now, first, we'll start with the game against the Atlanta Braves. Now, Chris Sale was on the mound, and overall, he was gross. He still looked very, very untouchable. Obviously, this guy, a former Red Sox, and now with the Atlanta Braves, and absolutely shoving one of last year's Cy Young winners. And again, he was very good. And now he did have some moments where the Red Sox were able to jump on him, including a solo blast from Tristan Casas and a solo home run from Alex Bregman. But this is what the defensive lineup looked like going into this game against the Atlanta Braves and Chris Sale. Obviously, Sable playing behind home plate. Seems like the Red Sox are giving an ample amount of opportunity to all of the different catchers that they have available to see who is going to earn the roster spots once the season officially starts. Connor Wong's defense has been the focal point up through this point of spring, and obviously it hasn't looked elite, but it has looked a little bit better, and the bat has been very, very good up to this point from Connor Wong, which is what we want to see. Tristan Casas, the first baseman, again, we mentioned one of his highlights earlier, which we will view in just a second. Kristan Campbell getting the nod at second base, allowing him to earn the opportunity and present really the defensive capabilities that he does maintain, not only in left field, but at second base, as it seems like there's going to be legit competition there between him, Grisham, as well as David Hamilton. Again, it's going to be make for a very competitive and interesting infield situation, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. But then we have Trevor Story at short, Bregman at third, Ref Snyder in left, Duran at center, and Abreu at right field. Obviously, it doesn't show the DH, but Devers was in fact the DH for this game, and the lineup looked as follows because the box score is the font is too tiny to actually read. In 1 to 9, we have Jarren Duran, Devers, Bregman, Story, Casas, Rem Snyder, Campbell, Abreu followed up in the 9-hole as Sable. So again, a lot more balance from last year, if at least we go off of that. Again, a more right-handed bats to really even things out. Obviously, Story is healthy. Bregman is now the new addition. Campbell, a new addition, as again, we didn't see any of him last year. And again, a handful more of lefties, again, as the common bats that we already know and love in this lineup for the Boston Red Sox. So how'd the game go? Well, we mentioned the Red Sox offense and the home run by Bregman, as well as Tristan Casas, and really just overall, Chris Sale did look very good. But for the Red Sox pitching, what happened? Well, Quinn Priester, a young man that we had we're putting a lot of optimism in going into this MLB season, as it seems like he's going to have a chance to be the 5th or 6th guy in the starting rotation for the Red Sox due to 3 main guys, 3 starters, if you will, starting the year on the IL. And while Priester just wasn't ever able to find his footing in this game, it seemed like he was severely struggling with his control and really where he's putting these pitches from the start of this game. He gave off leadoff doubles in the first 2 innings of baseball played, and he only did end up going 2 2/3 innings pitched, where he gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, striking out 4, and posted an ERA of a 4.82. Obviously not going to highlight the ERA and solely focus on that because, again, 2 2/3 innings pitched, again, it's going to be skewed. But the idea is the same. If you go back and you watch his performance, he could not really locate at a very high percentage, and because of that, the ball was getting really smashed, and he did not look great in this performance. And it's unfortunate, as he's going to get ample opportunity with the injuries that the Red Sox starting rotation currently has to be able to earn a spot in the starting rotation from obviously the start of the season, as we definitely need more depth, but obviously as time goes on into the thick of the season, for the Red Sox to be able to lean on someone like that as a fifth, sixth, or possibly even a seventh man in the starting rotation when Sandoval does come back and we are at full strength. Again, it would be very, very nice and very helpful to add that little bit more of depth. Just one more arm goes a long, long way. And again, besides that, the Red Sox did throw a competitive game, I meant to say. Slayton did get shelled just a little bit. And again, in 2 outs, he was able to give up 2 hits, 2 earned, and again, a 1 walk as well as 1 K. Overall, a pretty good performance from the Red Sox. We did end up losing 7-3. But again, we move on. As again, we mentioned what the rotation looked, or not the rotation, but the starting lineup looked like, as well as what the defensive positioning looked like, and Devers being at DH. And then we played the Baltimore Orioles. The game against the Braves was about 3 days ago. This was then yesterday. The Orioles and the Red Sox did compete. And again, we saw Devers playing in this game, which is always what we want to see. Again, it took him a long time to get to able to be playing in spring training. It's unfortunate that we had to wait so long, but again, he is taking legitimate hacks. I'm going to first play the Casas home run as well as the Bregman home run, and from the game against Chris Sale, and then we'll move into the highlights from this game, but we'll start with that.
In game. And this one is a long fly ball to left field, over the wall and more, over the fans, over everything.
Tristan Casas absolutely annihilating that baseball, going lefty-lefty against someone as difficult as Chris Sale. That's very impressive. And again, he tattooed that baseball. It went out of the stadium and onto the street, something that I can't wait to watch when they get back to Fenway and playing competitive games. And hopefully Casas has a breakout season this year and is one of a legitimate piece to this Red Sox team where he's healthy, he's credible, and he's very, very productive, something we're hoping to see. And then here is the home run.
Got up in the zone a little bit, obviously. You want to live. Got up in the zone a little bit, obviously. You want to live down with that. See if he got all of this one. Home run.
Alex Bregman hitting, has been on a tear all spring, and now again continuing the ways, this time against someone as really legitimate as Chris Sale. This is massive. He took him to deep, dead center field. Again, righty-lefty, not going lefty-lefty is always going to help out, especially against someone with an arm slot as Chris Sale. But again, Alex Bregman really continuing the tear that he's been on all spring long for the Red Sox, and it's just been great to see. Now, Campbell has, again, gotten both reps at second base. I will say this defensive layout, it resembled a lot of what this defensive layout for the Boston Red Sox against the Orioles. Again, this was the following game. We did end up having a split series game, if you will, or split team game in the last day against the Braves as well as the Orioles. So, again, the rosters are not full and complete going either way, but, again, it is what it is. It is spring training. And the Red Sox, once again, had a few highlights, including Campbell, who is really trying to showcase his defensive abilities at second base, as well as just showcasing that he wants to play on the big stage. He wants to be in the MLB, and he does not want to be in Double or Triple A. So, again, we're going to see a highlight of him hustling out of the box to get to second, and as well as just going all out for a slide headfirst into second to stay on the base as well as beat out the throw. And then Devers hitting just hacking, absolutely hacking. We broke down his last live ABs that we saw against Wilyer, where he hit a ball, it seemed like 900 feet. Well, he's maintaining the same mentality in the box this time against the Baltimore Orioles, as he is just hacking and taking massive swings. Here it is.
And he'll drill this one on the line to left. Beavers going back as that slams into the monster. Raffy heading into second as the run scores, and he's in there with a run deck.
Devers hustling his butt all the way to second base, really throwing, really rushing there, really sprinting after it, sending all his emotion to it, which is something we want to see again. A double off the wall, an RBI double off the wall from Devers, getting acclimated to the MLB, getting acclimated back to in live ABs, I should say, as again, it's been a long spring without actually doing a lot of actual baseball activities considered live ABs and again live BP going against other competitive teams in competitive situations. So it's good to see someone in Rafael Devers getting into the flow of things before the season officially starts. And here's Campbell highlighting just like Devers did in that play, where he's just full on hustling, something you want to see from these young guys.
Playing a road game today. Von Grissom in there as well. Into left field, headed back toward the wall. It'll skip against the monster. Campbell racing into second. Here's the throw. He dives. He got in there. He did.
Christian Campbell absolutely losing it, showing just he's involved in the game in every facet. He wants to be involved not only defensively but offensively, and again in the dugout you are going to hear him. He's going to be vocal, and you saw that on second base, showing his emotion. I think the Red Sox could really use the young juice from someone like Christian Campbell if he's going to maintain that energy and that overall emotion game in and game out. Again, as someone as young as he is at 22 years of age, learning from these other very experienced guys. Again, with Wilyer, Abreu returning, this team as a whole should be terrifying these other teams in the MLB, as again they are extremely well-rounded with a lot of different really ways to go and the potential to be a dominant team in the MLB. Let me know what you guys think about this current Red Sox team as currently constructed, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest.